Warning, this video is for the ages of 13 and above. If you're not, please click off.
Hey guys, YK Anime back again with another video. Today we'll be looking at what if Deku had Beast Boy powers. So now let's just get this video started. So when Deku was a kid, he ended up having a disease called Sakutia, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it was really rare. So his dad, let's say his dad, Deku's dad, was a scientist. So Deku's dad ended up creating a cure, but when he gave this cure to Deku, apparently Deku's skin just started turning green. Also his hair and like the rest of his whole body just turned green. And Deku's dad is pretty surprised, but as he's also pretty scared. But then all of a sudden, Deku ends up started growing a tail, and Deku's dad is like confused. He's like, is this his quirk? Is it starting? And Deku just ends up turning into a lion and ends up attacking his dad. Deku's dad, who uses his quirk is to breathe out fire. Uses his quirk to immobilize Deku, but this also puts Deku back into his original state and he's unconscious. So now Deku's dad ends up taking him home. He gives it to his mom. But then the next day, Deku's dad ends up leaving. He doesn't tell Inko why he left. He just left, and Deku's memory ended up. He lost memory about his dad due to turning into the lion. And Inko is also pretty scared. She's like, what if that happens again? And now when Deku starts going to school, Bakugo is practically bullying Deku for having such a green skin, but Deku does not know that he can transform into these animals, and Bakugo, who's pissing Deku off, is just being pissy because he's Bakugo, and Deku ends up getting mad, and all of a sudden Deku just starts turning huge, and he ends up becoming an elephant, and he just knocks Bakugo, and Bakugo's flying into a tree. Bakugo's goons end up running away, and taking Bakugo taking Bakugo, and they just ran away because they're wimps. And the teacher who was nearby that saw Deku transforming into this elephant, he ends up calling Deku's mom, and she comes and she takes him to the doctors to test that if he has a quirk or anything. But she already knows she has a quirk because the first time she did not take him to the doctors to see if he actually had a quirk. So the doctors are testing Deku, and they see that he's okay, he's fine, but his blood genes are a bit different. So they think that he has different genes apparently of different animals, and Inko thinks that it's probably the substance that her husband gave him, and Deku's pretty scared because he doesn't have full control, and he's thinking to himself, what if I transform again? What if I just kill my own mother or anything? So now Deku's pretty scared of his own quirk, even though Deku always wanted a quirk. So the doctors did some testing. They found that his genes were different, but during one of the tests, Deku just turned into a bear for some odd reason. We don't know what it was, but it's probably the pressure that he had on his mind, and so yeah. So few years pass by. Deku finally has full control over his quirk. He can transform into whatever animal he wants. But if he does it with his normal clothes on, they'll practically tear. So he ended up getting these people to make him a suit that when he transforms, it won't tear or anything. So Deku still gets bullied by Bakugo due to in due to what he did when he was a kid, but Deku doesn't really give a damn. Deku now know that he knows he has a quirk, he's like pretty strong. So Deku still doesn't know what else he can transform into. So now we go. So now one day Deku ends up taking a shortcut to go home, and all of a sudden the sludge villain appears. So the sludge villain just goes over Deku, and his oxygen just going down. So Deku's trying to think of a way to get out. Should he be turned into a big animal or turn into a small animal? But before he could even do whatever he wanted to do, he just hears something in the sewers, and he hears a loud voice saying, "I am here," and all of a sudden All Might just appears. He ends up punching the sludge villain, and ends up saving Deku. Deku is practically just amazed at this, and All Might ends on before Deku tells All Might to sign his book. It's already signed, but All Might's getting ready to leave, and he just jumps, and this time Deku doesn't latch on, but he instead leaves. So now Deku, as he's walking back, he just thinks to himself, "I'm never taking that shortcut again." So, but he also hears some explosions, and he quickly heads to the scene, and he ends up seeing Bakugo inside the sludge villain, and this time, let's say the bottle ended up getting latched off All Might, and it cracked and ended up leaking everywhere, and it found Bakugo as a good host. So Deku is now pretty scared. He's confused. He doesn't know what to do. None of the heroes are doing anything, but All Might's there, and All Might is still in his buff form, but before All Might could do anything, he ends up just going to his normal skinny form, and Deku ends up seeing this, and he's like confused, but then he's also trying to think what everyone else is gonna do to Bakugo. Is someone gonna save him? And All Might just starts hiding, and now Deku is hesitant. He just saw All Might turn into a really skinny man. Bakugo is captured, so Deku uses the way and just transforms into a cheetah and zooms past everyone, and he jumps and he turns into a bear and uses his claws to just claw off the thing, but it seems nothing is working, and All Might, who's also there watching, does nothing, and the sludge villain is like, "I won't let you take me," and he's trying to take over Bakugo's body, and Deku just turns into an elephant and tells Bakugo to grab onto one of his horns. Bakugo does, and with all his force, Deku just pulls Bakugo out, and Bakugo launches. So the sludge villain ends up escaping, but before he could escape, the heroes just ended up capturing him and putting him into a containment chamber. Oh, I don't know what to call it. So Bakugo ends up thanking Deku, but this still means that they're still rivals. So now Deku is greeted by All Might, and All Might says, "You have a good quirk, kid. But what if I told you I can make your quirk even stronger?" And Deku's like, "You could make my quirk stronger, and I have a quirk that is called One for All. This quirk allows me to transfer any quirk and make it even more stronger." And Deku's pretty surprised. He was like, "My quirk being strong, hey?" He's like, "I'll do it." And All Might was like, "Good, but we should start doing training first." And because Deku has a strong quirk, because he gets All for One early, and in the anime, because Deku was quirkless, he had to do some training, and then he had to get All for One. One for all. I keep messing them up. So So now the 10 months have passed, and now it's time for the UA entrance exam, and now Deku is like pretty confident, but he ends up falling due to his shoelace being untied, and but he ends up getting caught by Uraka, and because Uraka is like weirded out that Deku's green, doesn't talk to him, but just says, Watch your step, kid," and she just walks away. So now, so now Deku does finishes the practical exam. Now it's time for the points exam. So now Deku is transforming to whatever animal that can gives him an advantage. He turns into a bear to get some points. He turns into an elephant, but he does also see um the 0 point robot coming out, and he sees Oraka trapped under there, and he was like, "Isn't that the girl that saved me from falling? She was kind of mean." But and Deku just jumps, and he transforms into a bird, and he goes full speed into the robot and transforms into an elephant, and he knocks over the robot due to how fast his speed was moving, and he ends up crushing the robot with his large body. So Oraka, who's also there, is like amazed, but she also feels bad because she didn't actually like Deku due to his color of his skin. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna end this video here. I don't have much time because I have to go for extra class. So, I guess I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Hopefully, you enjoyed. Oh, by the way, before I leave, I also have a Discord link in the description. Just make sure to join. You can give me some ideas. I'll do those ideas, and yeah, peace out.